Hi guys, hope you're doing all good today. And today I have a battle for you with the mighty Lizardmen up against Von Carstein, who's going to be in control of the Dark Elves. I believe I played Von Carstein several times before on ladder, and he's a very good competitive player, so let's see how this gets underway. Now, I've recently switched up my Lizman build when it comes to Dark Elves. I played a Rocker Boss a couple of weeks ago, and he made a few suggestions, and he highly recommends taking a few units of the Cold One Spear Riders. For one, they're slightly better than the Dark Elf variety, and you really need to anti-skirmish, or at least match the skirmish of the Dark Elves, was using your tools such as the Ancient Salamander to do decent damage to their infantry. So as you can see, I do in fact have 4 units of the Cold One Spear Riders, maybe going a little bit over the top, but I have 2 on either flank just for that bit of protection. Now for my lord, I do have a Saurus Oldblood up here on the mighty Carnosaur, who's going to be rolling with one of these units, or the duo, of the Cold One Riders. Now he has of course brought the Horn of Kygor with that massive charge bonus, melee attack and leadership bonus, plus of course Amulet of Itzel, which is 66% damage resistance, which is really useful in those key moments if your opponent tries to snipe them out. Now for my front line, I have had to go a little bit cheap and cheerful, just with 3 units of Saurus Warriors and a couple of units of the Skink Cohorts, because of course we put so much money into our Cavalry Corps. Now in the back we do have Bastildon with Revivification Crystal. This guy's here always useful when you bring big entities like the Saurus Oldblood, just for keeping him alive and keeping him around. Now we have gone for the Ancient Sally, the Salamander herself. Now I used to use the Ancient Salamander an absolute ton when I first got into this game. Haven't used her in quite a while, so it's nice to bring her back and see if she does decent in this matchup. We've also gone over on the left-hand flank here for a little Skink Priest, and here we have gone for the Skink Priest of Heavens. He's going to be bringing Curse of the Midnight Wind for that debuff, Wind Blast, and Harmonic Convergence. So that is going to be our army overall. Now let's check out Von Carstein's. So up in the sky, he has gone for Malekith, one of my most dreaded foes to face. He's just so good overall. A wizard slash melee kind of combatant, super tanky, very hard to kill, very great leadership, and of course causes terror and all kind of nasty stuff. Now for his front line, he's gone fairly cheap as well, just a couple of units of Dread Spears. They have been chevroned up, however, so they'll be a little bit more tanky. Now he himself has gone for looks like 3 units of Cold One Knights, 1 in either flank and then 1 in reserve. And there's also the Blades of the Blood Queen, regiment-renowned executioners in here, who attempt to match the Swordmaster's Haref in that badass way of holding swords. They're just going to be resting it on their shoulders there. In the back, he does have a unit of Witch Elves, which will be very good, and a couple of units of Shades with Great Swords. Now, these are super competitive and fantastic pick. Of course, they have Stalk, they do a ton of armor-piercing damage, and the Great Swords actually allow them to go toe-to-toe very effectively up against Saurus Warriors. So let's get this battle underway. So we are going to be pushing up, and it looks like, is the Ancient Salamander going to be firing his first shot in there? Nope, just having a little stretch instead, but his turn is starting to slink forward. It's going to be firing some of those shots in. So we have now spotted the Shade, and every time I see Shades, my heart sinks a little bit, but I'm going to be firing some shots in. Looks like a bit of a swing and a miss for the first one, but we've let them know, that was a warning shot, just to scare them off a little bit. We're going to be bringing these Cold Ones back around, playing quite defensively with them, just trying to get the value out of this Ancient Salamander where we can, and try not to overextend and getting caught, by spearmen, saturated in with these Cold One Knights. We want to take them on a one-on-one fight, but not 2-on-1. So it looks like the Skink Cohort are going to be running forwards, just chasing off these Shades, trying to buy me as much time as possible, force them off, and as we can see, the Ancient Salamander's already done one nice shot into here, and a decent amount of damage up against these Dread Spears. So over on the right-hand flank, he has got almost a little bit overzealous there with his Cold One Knights, but we have this massive right-hand flank pressure, which is going to be pushing around. I see there's a bit of an opportunity here. He does have 2 units of Cold One Knights, but we're not too scared of them. There's nothing too scary over this right-hand flank compared to the left-hand flank, where we do have a very nasty Malekith floating around, trying to team up with his Cold One Knights to pin down these Cold One Riders. We're not going to be having it. We're going to be running away, tactical retreat, as the Cold Ones would call it, and just moving over, trying to high-pressure this right flank. We've come crashing in with a rear charge with these Cold One Knights, plus the Saurus Oldblood, just to break up this unit as quick as possible before rotating around again, charging into the back of these Witch Elves. So overall, not going too bad so far. It does look like the Skink Cohorts managed to briefly capture the Shades, who are on skirmish mode. So they are being pushed away every single time. They could easily beat these guys in combat. Instead, they're being forced back. Over on the left-hand flank, we do have a unit of Saurus Warriors holding bravely, doing a decent job, tearing down some Dread Spears. We do have the curse on them, and surviving this mass onslaught of Dread Spears and Cold One Knights, and they're doing a decent job just tanking as much damage as they can. As you see, we do have a couple units of Cold One Knights charging in, trying to rescue those guys. Now in the main fight, it's not going too bad. We do have the Blades of the Blood Queen in here, which is going to be an absolute nuisance. However, we are charging with Cold One Spear Riders, and we do have a Saurus Warriors here. However, these Shades who did retreat are doing a crazy amount of damage to the Saurus Oldblood, who has popped his amulet now just to try and survive. The Wind Blast did come down here, doing an okay damage, nothing too crazy, but at least it messes up their formation a little bit and stops them shooting, at least even if it's only brief. So Malekith is now jumping in, trying to snipe out the Saurus Oldblood, who still has all his buffs popped, and really trying to bring him down with the help of this Shade Fire. He is taking a huge amount of damage now, which is quite unfortunate because the rest of the battlefield has actually gone quite successful. Somehow those Saurus Warriors on the left flank, up to 80 kills, managed to win that left-hand battle, and we have Cold One Knights kind of returning from the fray on all angles at the moment, hopefully be able to put on some pressure onto these Shades. Unfortunately, the Saurus Oldblood does start to flee, and he's down to just 600 health. I think we were trying to pop a hit on him with the red crystal here. He's going to be running, but he's a big lad, down to 300 health now, but he should be coming back, you would hope. So the Ancient Salamander has been caught in the back by some Cold One Knights, but he's no pushover himself, so he should be able to scare those guys away. Gaze of Malice coming down by Malekith as he is floating up into the sky on the Saurus Oldblood. Power Balance is slightly my opponent's favour, but I feel that's mainly because of the very healthy Malekith at the moment. He just does a fantastic breath attack down the Saurus Warriors and gets a great amount of kills there. He's going to be floating around now, trying to snipe out the Skink Priest, who's going to be running away as fast as possible. So the Ancient Salamander has been broken off. Now where is my lord? It looks like he's just about to run off the field here. He is broken down to 319 health, but no, he returns victorious. He's a little victorious roar there that he's managed to beat his demons and come back into the fray. However, I've got to be super careful with him, as Malekith could just fly over and pop him out. So he's going to be hiding in the trees at the moment, at least for a little while. Now back in the main fight, see the power balance has ebbed a little bit even more heavily in the favour of my opponent. We are managing to scare off a few units here. Looks like the Witch Elves are struggling and been chased down by Cold One Riders. It looks like the Ancient Salamander has managed to rally up to 36 kills now, which isn't too bad. Nothing spectacular, however. We do have this big blob of Saurus though, rolling around with the Bastiladon, who's managed to scare off these executions, which is a fantastic pick. And these Shades in the back are slowly getting run down. We have Saurus Warriors chasing them. The Skink Priest of Heaven doing a great job as well. Just darting around. I love the way he runs. He runs like one of those little geckos or lizards where they run across the water really fast. Looks like one of those. He's just going to be chasing these guys down. I mean, if they just turn and fight, they should be able to beat him up. But he's still a hero. He can do a decent amount of damage. We've got some returning Cold Ones over here. We should be swooping down, hopefully, to try and stop these Cold One Riders of my opponent. The Bastiladon is just charging headlong in, trying to get on top of these Shades and shut them down as much as possible. Now over in the distance, you can see the Saurus Oldblood is just chasing down round units. He's trying to, stay away from the engagement as much as possible. But he's getting in here, he's tail whipping, he's covered in blood, and he's just trying to chase down these units wherever he can. He's having to pop cold blood on himself, plus stand your ground, just to stop him running off the field. Now the Ancient Salamander's up to 48 kills now, just chilling on the side. We are trying to chase off everything where we can. There is these two units of Shades. We chase them quite close now to the edge of the battlefield. It's a little way off yet. We do have all these units who keep returning to the fray, these Cold One Knights in particular. Looks like a great gaze of ours, very well timed by our opponent coming down there on the Saurus Warriors. So the Cold One Knights though are getting in there. They're so close to chasing down these other Cold One Knights, which they're aiming for. Looks like they might swoop around though and try and pop on top of these Shades here. The Skink, who's really been a really good MVP here, chasing down these units, doing his tail whipping, forcing these Shades away from the main fight. Now over in the distance, it does look like the Saurus Oldblood, still only 300 health, is going to be running into the back of these Dread Spears and just forcing them off. And as you can see, there's one member left of the Blades of the Blood Queen who has completely shattered. He's out of there, he doesn't want to be involved in that at all. Power balance has now gone much more to the middle. We still have a very healthy Malekith, and he could easily tear out a lot of this. He could just fly over and snipe out my lord, and it looks like that's what he's trying to do to the Ancient Salamander right now. He's trying to dart, very quick unit overall, so trying to dart away, and the very angry Bastiladon is coming crashing in here, trying to knock over Malekith a little bit, just stun him. Of course, Bastiladon doesn't want to stay in this combat too long. Malekith is a far better combatant. units over here. We're still keeping up the chase. The Saurus are slowly chasing down these shades, and this skink is just relentless. Up to 13 kills now with his little feathers here and little tail whips. He's going to be slowly trying to drag some of these shades down. He's taking a lot of damage in return. Ancient Salamander comes crashing in there and just does a great amount of damage. It looks like it should be enough to break off those shades who are now terrified. Over in the distance, with the Source of Blood still just chasing down units now, chasing off some Witch Elves. So like he's managed to shatter off a couple of units. We do have a couple of units rallying over here as well. We have the Cold One Spear Riders, plus a very beat up unit of the Skink Cohort. We probably aren't going to be able to do too much this late game. We're just trying to keep out that pursuit, and wherever we can, dodge the engagements from Malekith, trying to keep the Skink Priest as healthy as possible, as he could be very key leadership for us. But he does come crashing in, and unfortunately does make the Ancient Salamander go absolutely berserk and finishes him off. So down goes Sally or Susan. I can't remember what you used to call her. I believe it was actually Susan, and it looks like the Skink Priest is also going to be terrified, which could be a disaster here. We really need to push off these shades as much as possible. In comes the Bastildon though, trying to save his little skink buddy by just getting in the way, pinning his body on the line, making Malekith run off a little bit scared there. Cold One Riders are coming in as well. Well, anti-large, they should do a decent job against him. I believe, yes, the Cold One, or the Saurus Old Blood, sorry, is coming back into the fray, having shattered everything off. Now, I was really toying with the idea of just leaving him in the trees. Didn't want to take that leadership penalty. However, he's still he can still pack a punch. If he can get a few good hits on Malekith, it may be worth it. Now, it looks like with the help of the Bastildon, we have finally managed to rout these shades fully off. This unit has completely gone, and there is just one left. And it's going to be down to Malekith, who's coming with another great breath attack. How many kills is he up to now? 124, mainly on Saurus Warriors as well, so that's pretty damn good, decent going. But I believe there's only 8 shades left, so they're very unlikely to come back. So I am trying to just group up now, protect this Skink Priest wherever I can, who's just going to be trying to dodge, and whilst everyone else just tries to slowly grind down Malekith. And as you can see, 3 Saurus still left. Saurus have just fantastic leadership. They're always there at the end of the battlefield, just trying to claw down some much kind of mightier, scarier foe. We do pop down the curse down on him, just to try and get a bit of extra damage in where we can. It looks like we are slowly starting to drag him down. In comes the big boy. We do have the Saurus Older Blood here. Just coming charging in. Does have the Cold Blooded popped onto him, and the Red Crystal, so his health is going to be slowly going up there, up to about 450 now. It looks like Malekith is going to try and stop him before he manages to get in with his little crew. So he pops all his buffs while he can, takes a bit of damage, and then turns around to try and slap Malekith down a little bit. Some big roars coming in. His health is just about stabilising at the moment. He's in there, he's roaring, he's doing his little bit. He's getting a little bit of a hurt on Malekith here. However, I don't know if this was the right decision. I decided to flee in this instance and try and dodge Malekith and allow the Saurus to slowly drag him down. But at this point, there's not much use in fleeing. Malekith is a bit quicker, so I feel like I probably should have just stayed in fort, trying to get in a few extra hits instead of running away like this. So when he does get in the back, he does lose half his melee defense, and down he goes. But at least he bought some time, for these little Saurus to do a bit of extra damage. Our power balance is slightly in our favour, however I know at any point my army could get terror routed off the field. It's an incredibly close game, as it often is against Von Carstein, and we're just trying to dodge with our little Skink Priest here, wrap him constantly around these Saurus Warriors, begging for their protection. Unfortunately, he is terrified away. Bastildon is doing his best, charging in there, getting those rear attacks, and he has a lot of weapon strength. He's unlikely to hit, but when he does, it does pack a bit of a punch. It looks like some Saurus Warriors are also terrified and fleeing, and another unit here. Currently we are down just to 1 unit of Saurus Warriors, and it's very brave Bastildon, who is absolutely exhausted and shaken, but he's standing his ground for now. Malekith looks like he's going to be trying to chase down the Skink Priest, but the Saurus Warriors are rallying. They're coming back to their senses, and they're trying to group up again. Now, if I was my opponent, I 100% would have chased off this Skink Priest. As you can see, he does rally now. Without that leadership, I stand 0 chance. But the leader's still on the field. Hopefully, the big Bastildon can stand and fight, and the Saurus Warriors might slowly be able to grind down Malekith. Goes pops down your ground, an extra melee defense, and just keep him in the fight a little bit longer. And we do have this 3rd unit coming back, and the Skink Priest, who is pretty scared. He's waving right now. His leadership is down to 7, but he's coming back into the fray. Hopefully he's going to be popping some spells if he does have any left. I believe my opponent has spotted him now. Realised he's come back. He's going to try and escape this mass block of Saurus. one of which is getting the Rev Crystal pop down on it, the one of 39 there, just to keep them in the fight a little bit longer. Skink Priest is going to be darting around trying to hide amongst the Saurus Warriors, thought about going after Malekith, but instead does retreat through the Saurus Warriors, who managed to finally shatter Malekith. And there we go, a Pyrrhic victory for the Lizardmen. Let's go to the end stats. Now, very, very well played to Von Carstein there. Always an honour to face him on ladder. Very good player. I believe he has a much better record against me than I do against him, but I've got a few wins. And this one will go down as a super close battle with hardly anything left there. Now, for this style of build that I've recently been trying against Dark Elves has been much more successful than the mass kind of blocks of Saurus Warriors. The Cold One Spheroids are just such a valuable unit in this, managing to beat down Cold One Knights and also put constant pressure on Shades, Backline, Harass. And the Ancient Salamander, 63 kills, and considering it wasn't used to its full capabilities this game, I think it really has potential to have quite a niche pick here. And yeah, really good overall. Malekith being an absolute beast with 135 kills, but it wasn't quite enough. I managed to just about grind it out. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this. I very much enjoyed playing it. If you did, please do consider leaving a like or subscribing. Really helps out the channel quite a lot. Or comment down below what you would like to see next. We will be having another Come At Me Bro series, which is where I play against subscribers for about an hour. Hopefully going to be doing that tomorrow, fairly late on. We'll have to double check. It'll either be tomorrow or be early next week, I think. Maybe even Thursday, who knows. But just keep an eye out for that. And come play me if you want to come play me. So peace, guys. Stay awesome. See you next time.